Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. Are any of you even humans anymore? Probably all robots. Playtime! Yay! This video is sponsored by Bespoke Post. I love big Godzilla toys, but where the heckity heck do you put them? Welcome back to Playtime, and here I have some big Godzilla toys. We have a large Imperial Godzilla toy from the early 1980s who's about 13 inches high. Here's the Ultimate Godzilla, a 1998 figure by Trendmasters that roars and eats people and is about 19 inches tall. And here's some vintage stuff, the Mattel Shogun Godzilla from the late 1970s. He's also about 19 inches high. And the Japanese figure that inspired it, the Jumbosaurus, who's about 17.5 inches. Godzilla's a big monster, and these are some big toys. But there's still one Godzilla toy that towers over all of these. This toy currently holds the title of the largest Godzilla toy released in the US, the Jakks Pacific giant-sized Godzilla, based on the legendary MonsterVerse Godzilla. This isn't a toy, this is furniture! This giant is about 21 inches tall. Snout to end of tail, he's 43 inches long. He was almost bigger, too. According to a 2014 Toho Kingdom interview with Jakks Pacific senior designer Danny Pastanji, early versions of this figure were 31 inches tall. That would put it right here. Any bigger than that, and he's not a toy anymore, it's legally a toddler. As I make this video, in the near future, Playmates is going to release 24-inch figures of Godzilla and Kong from the New Empire. And these new figures will break the American record set by the Jakks Pacific Godzilla. I'm aware there's already a 24-inch Godzilla from Bandai Super Premium from the mid-1990s, but I'm guessing it didn't have a major retail release in the US. So in his final days of being the largest American retailer Godzilla toy, let's give this Godzilla the attention he deserves. Right after I pay the bills. Huh, this says the forecast calls for rain, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. Oh, good thing I have this fashionable raincoat from Bespoke Post, and I'm gonna tell you how to get 20% off your first monthly shipment. Bespoke Post is a monthly membership club delivering a box of awesome top-shelf goods to your door. It's free to join, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. They offer top-shelf goods from real under-the-radar brands. In fact, 90% of the products come from small brands, many right here in the US. This raincoat came in the downpour box, and I legit do like how it looks on me. I also got the swivel box. This is a real handsome storage box for my stuff that does this. And this came with a really neat Tigerwood rollerball pen. Every month, Bespoke Post introduces members to cool new products like these based on a preference quiz. There's clothes, stuff for your house, camping and cooking gear, high-quality stuff in every category. Wait, I'm gonna do this part. New subscribers get 20% off their first shipment. Go to bespokepost.com/MIB20 and enter code MIB20 at checkout. Preview your member shipment before it's sent. You'll get a customized selection of products picked for you, and before it's shipped, you can preview what's inside. Decide if you'd like to 1. Keep it, 2. Swap out products, or 3. Skip the month entirely for no charge. You only pay for what you want. Remember, new subscribers get 20% off their first shipment. Go to bespokepost.com/MIB20 or click the link in this video's description and enter MIB20 at checkout. And thank you to Bespoke Post for sponsoring today's video. Jakks Pacific is an American toy company founded in 1995. They spent much of their first decade acquiring assets from other companies, including Remco in 1997 and Trendmasters in 2003. In 2014, Legendary Pictures launched the MonsterVerse with Godzilla, and for this first movie, Jakks Pacific would release a gigantic-sized Godzilla at about 21 inches tall. Jakks Pacific would get the rights to do a toy line for the 2019 sequel, Godzilla King of the Monsters. This small line was a Walmart exclusive. The giant-sized Godzilla returned again with new packaging and a few cosmetic tweaks. And that's who I've got here. This is the 2019 King of the Monsters version. It's mostly the same as the 2014 version, with small changes to its paint job, sculpt detail, joint functionality, and its finish. 2019 seems to have a slight edge over the 2014 version, but most of what I say today will apply to both. Weight-wise, it's not exactly light, but it's not heavy either. It's easy to transport. Articulation-wise, he moves at the arms, the wrists, his legs move, the ankles move, which I always appreciate, and the tail pops off. Yeah, there's a seam here for the tail attachment, but you'd be forgiven if you thought it was actual articulation. The lower part of the tail has 2 spots to make it wiggly-waggly. And here's some weird trivia, but unlike a lot of Godzilla toys, this big guy can actually balance fine without his tail. Looks a little funny, but there's that. Up top, the neck turns, and you can open and close the mouth. Say ah. Bunch of big screw holes down the back. A lot of seams on the back, too. He's also got surprisingly small dorsal plates. Like they didn't finish growing. Going out on a limb, I'm gonna guess that's a safety issue, as they're also very soft and rubbery. You'll notice that there are some sound holes here, but this figure does not have any sound. Neither does the 2014 version. There were plans to have sound in these toys, but that feature was abandoned. So as it stands, this is just a standard action figure blown up to a large size. But judged on its own, not compared to the other giant Godzilla toys, it is good. It perfectly serves its purpose as a giant MonsterVerse Godzilla toy. It would always be nice to sprinkle in some features like sound or lights or a fist that shoots off his arm, but for what it is, it's good, and I enjoy having it. You know what else? He actually scales okay with the Lanyard MonsterVerse Kong. Kong is 18 inches tall, not that much shorter. Lanyard and Jakks Pacific didn't make figures to go with these giant titans, so they'll have to go with each other. This is Kong before the axe and gloves, so he's dangerously outmatched. Trivia break! Since we're talking so much about the size of this MonsterVerse Godzilla today, why don't you tell me about how tall was legendary Godzilla when he debuted in Godzilla 2014? A, 108 meters, B, 118 meters, C, 120 meters, or D, 300 meters tall? The answer soon. And our trivia question today was about how tall was legendary Godzilla when he debuted in Godzilla 2014. The answer is 354 feet tall, or 108 meters. The answer is A. There is another big 2019 Godzilla toy from Jakks Pacific I want to show you, and it's this guy. He's standing at 12 inches high. He's a really good Godzilla if you want a big Godzilla toy, but you don't want to give it its own bedroom. This looks like MonsterVerse Son of Godzilla. This is a unique Godzilla. It's not just a scaled-down version of his big brother. This guy has articulation in the arms, legs, and 2 spots in the tail can turn. But that's it for him. The biggest crime is he doesn't have jaw articulation. It should be illegal for Godzilla toys of a certain size to not have jaw articulation. This one's pretty much all black. It's darker than Big Bro, but I don't think my lighting here is capturing the true contrast. Smaller guy's seam is a lighter grayish color. It runs right up the back, a necessary evil. He's got a lot of screw holes on his right side, including a couple of holes by his neck. Dorsal plates are surprisingly sharp, I'd say. Not a dangerous level, but just more than you might assume. Here he is against the 6-inch Trendmasters Godzilla. What was your movie campaign again? Size does matter? He scales great with the larger Imperial Godzilla. This looks like the Joker and Batman. Here he is against the Playmates 11-inch giant New Empire figures, and they scale well together. I personally like the Jakks Pacific one more simply because it looks heavier and more imposing, but it's still cool to have a matching scale New Empire Godzilla. I think both toys are really good, though I'm willing to bet both were very popular with the kids that owned them. Tell me if you had any of these toys and what you thought of them. Are you excited his world record is about to be broken? Or are you like me and annoyed because you just don't have any more floor space for toys this big? Until next time.